COVID-19 is an event that affects most human beings on Earth. When has such a worldwide event occurred in recent history, or in recent times, say past 30 years? This has the highest reported death tolls. People have embraced the mandatory quarantine with such bliss ignorance because they haven't researched the conditions they are living under. This has long been a pitfall of man, which has created a hyper-capitalist system that is transforming into a centralized power. The system that world citizens have is becoming the New World Order. COVID-19 restricts social interaction and forces humans into a state of fear and suffering because the New World Order controls the monetary systems and puts capitalist economies into a state of depression. Society was designed to be inherently antisocial and authoritative over the masses. We need licenses to do mostly everything, and we use banking systems for all commerce. We largely drive everywhere because resources are separated by distances, rather than make the best lifestyle, say one of density, but not controlled, legal. Social distancing is an already agreed upon condition as the privilege of being a citizen. Cars socially distance us, suburbs socially distance us. The ability for privatization is granted as a privilege of society. Notice which corporations have stayed open and profited over this pandemic. The United States, for instance, is actually a corporation when the supposed system of smaller capitalists failed. The U.S. existed from 1776 until 1871, when the system of regional capitalist governance became controlled by an oligarchy of secret societies that are currently summoning a physical representation or a metaphor of the Revelation's end of days. Your birth certificate is recorded as a promise by the government stating you have a right to be a citizen without infringing upon the rights of their potential deals. That is issued while you are born by your parents. Holding that document, you have deemed to accept the decisions of becoming a public citizen and are sent to school for social conditioning. By accepting these conditions, they have almost gained control over all laws of man. You are not given full disclosure over all of your natural universal laws, like nature, your environment, your spiritual human experience. The fact that this is even happening right now is considered as God's law. Like it's happening. It's happening now. It's undeniable. Your life is happening. COVID-19 is merely a transition and secret society ritual phase to domesticate humanity. I call it de-evolutionizing the masses through conforming them to controlling the conditions of their environment. Wearing masks is a part of the occult ritual transformation that is initiating people into the new global order. By taking the vaccine, you have agreed to surrender your consciousness to the agendas of the devil, essentially. The manifestation of the devil. Who knows what form it could take? They're just trying to manifest it into existence. They control the wealth. They control the monetary systems. They control a physical manifestation of what we'd consider abundance because they have control over us. We pay taxes to them. So you have, by taking the vaccine, you have agreed to surrender your consciousness to the agendas of the devil. Yeah. Revelation 17:5 reveals that Mystery Babylon, the great, the mother of the harlots and abominations of the earth, exists in the foretold end times. The reason it's mysterious, and Babylon is referenced as the United States. There are a lot of YouTubers that you can look up that provide really good references, really convincing. I mean, take it with a grain of salt. Do your own research. Come up with your own conclusions. Just don't make assumptions. You know, we all have our own belief systems. But ultimately, what we decide is our fate. So this is important. The definition of mystery, according to the exhaustive concordance of the Bible, is quite literally to shut the mouth through the idea of silence imposed by the initiation into religious rites. The state, for example, being one of them. The state is a religion. You don't have to be religious, but just understand that there are people currently alive just like you that have sold their souls out by not following their true life paths. Or there are some form of demons that exist through media. Man's denial of learning their natural rights in the interactive universal human conscious life experience, what you are consciously experiencing now, is causing the masses much physical health implications. The occult New World Order state oligarchy imposes that they follow the will of Satan by controlling the narratives of global regions on Earth through government system forces and authoritative indoctrination. They can use legal truth statements to reveal the deception, while puppet politicians and famous high social credit civilians, the 1%, the rich, the Hollywood, you name it, internet personalities, YouTubers. Who knows what qualifies as fame these days? We're in a different decade, but they're pushing the narrative in the opposite direction. The Surgeon General of the United States has truthfully and scientific logically stated legally that wearing masks has no beneficial effect over COVID-19. That is actually a form of karma clearing ritual being manifested into the physical world by these controlled powers. That man gave up by not learning natural rights. Men, humans, I'll say humans, right? Males, females, everyone. We don't learn our natural rights. We don't see ourselves as the highest being in our existence. Of course, we are in service to whatever created this experience. We are at that will. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But this should automatically make human laws, statutes, registrations, and what is other confounded legal term what? The Surgeon General of the United States has truthfully and scientific logically stated legally that wearing masks has no beneficial effect over COVID-19. This is actually a form of karma clearing ritual being manifested in the physical world by giving up these controlled powers. By not learning our natural rights, and they were not disclosed to us, this should automatically make human law, statutes, registrations, and what other confounded legal term was invented to manipulate us to labor over their agendas and pay them through taxes and data mining through internet usage and mobile devices and unprotected networks that cannot afford security. The lower classes are not prepared to make the decision to take the crown 666 conscious soul organic matter to the so-called fallen one that they are summoning into the world through centralized control over wealth and knowledge and free will. Once again, they are religious, and we are following into a one-world government that has full control over our personal lives by tracking us with a digital identity currency and mind-controlled task agendas by surrendering human consciousness to a quantum artificially intelligent transhumanist energy that no longer functions within your matter, in God's will. You have a purpose for being alive, and there are many clues to uncovering your true self through researching the topic on the internet. Numerology. You don't have to necessarily believe what you read. Take it with a grain of salt, but it's there for your entertainment, for your consumption, for you to get something out of it. Otherwise, that's a spiritual experience, is it not? Is that not a good definition? Would you not just try it once if you were so inclined to judge it? But There are many symbolic references to your life's purpose if you still consciously have your dream. Your practical dream is your literal soul lesson, and whether or not you achieve success and become your highest self and essentially rewarded by putting out what you were given by the universe. You should focus on becoming your best self and free what you have as a right to be, because your citizenship is just a trust agreement that states you allow them to control over who follows laws and participates in the end of the world agenda that they are manifesting by controlling everything in an oligarchy. They are initiating law-abiding citizens who are asleep into their social credit, smart tracking, hard-laboring 5G grid online. Bill Gates, CEO of Microsoft and Company, put out a patent called W2020-666. Ooh. The number is clearly obvious and is not a coincidence. I mean, come on, man. This is just ridiculous. It's not even fun. It's not even fun. What kind of life is this? Just come on. Just recognize the sign. It's so simple. It's right in your face. Bill Gates, Microsoft, 2020, 666. Like, just look at the information. Use your gut. What is it telling you? Why is this public? What does this mean? Why is this being put into the universe? These are the same people that made the computer, people. Okay? Just look at it. It's clearly a patent for creating a transhumanist cryptocurrency system using the body activity. They're domesticating humans by turning them into computers. Those supposed digital upgrades are supposed to make humans immortal, therefore in defiance of God's will or your destiny. Your spirit guides this body through the physical planes of existence. It is ever evolving, and it must continue the life and death cycle of consciousness experience in order to become the purest light form in service to God or light, and control every aspect of the universe to live as God's will. Your natural rights are actions that are natural unalienable rights are actions that don't result in harm or loss to others, thereby violating your highest self by not serving your childhood dream or realized and practical fantasizing dreams. Intuition is the highest form of intelligence. So just always follow your desires. If you know what's best for you, if you know what makes you comfortable, if you know